So we've put in the scene with a player and a ground and then the drawing tool here. So again, the drawing tool on the list right now is right there. Alright, so if we go to the drawing tool's properties, we'll just go through the different ones so you can get an idea of what things do and how they do it. The first one we'll go to is just the settings for the Scribble tool. The basic one is when it comes to whether or not you want just this tool by itself to be enabled at start. One thing to remember is that enable at start means that on a touch device, on a mouse, it's using for instance, using the left mouse button to click and drag allows you to have that enable at start. If you want a player to actually use it, then that means the player needs to pick it up as an item, and then the player itself, it's set to the players button, so all 8 players could be running around with a drawing tool and scribbling things out. The line width is going to control how thick it actually draws it out. We'll take a look at it again on 2, and then we'll take it up and down. Dynamic is when you're finished drawing, does it become dynamic and start moving? There is a collide during draw, meaning that as you draw, players can jump on the line while you're drawing it, or you have it at end only, where on the end of it, that's when it becomes a solid object. Alright, and actually we'll turn this one on so you can see it that way. And then we'll go through the other list here in just a second, so we'll focus on these right here. Alright, so I'm going to use my drawing tool. So this way, oh, it's actually set to dynamic. Let's see. Let's turn dynamic off. That way we can have it static in the scene, and then the player can actually take more advantage of it. So with it off, it's just going to be, it's not going to be moving around. When I draw a line, it stays in the same spot, but the player now can actually use that as part of the environment to move around on. Alright, now, because we have Collider on while I draw, I can actually be drawing here, and he can actually jump on it at the same time. Alright, so basic setup allows you to draw it that way and be able to use them for it. And let's go back one more time here. We'll take a look at the size thickness and change that property for it. Alright, so let's say we want to make it about an 8 for the line width. We'll go ahead and leave the dynamic turned off, but this time we're going to turn off both colliders right here. So during the draw mode and at the end of the draw mode, it's not going to have a collider available for it. So as if, for instance, here the line's going to be thicker now, so this is going to be an 8 thickness on it. But for the player can actually jump right through it. So it's more of a visual cue versus an actual object that's going to interfere with the player. Alright. And then the allow intersection, we'll look at that one in a second, and we'll go into that. But that's going to be size thickness. That's going to allow you to have the colliders on and off during play, and then also set up the on start, that if you want to use this just as a drawing tool in terms of a scribble tool to put in physics type shapes, then having it enabled at start will make sure that happens.